Hi guys, welcome to your daily reading. Today is Saturday, November 9th, 2019. Of course, these readings are timeless and you guys can do as you please, whenever you please. Today's reading feels like it's going to be a very short one. I hope it is because I actually do have to go out and I want to get this done within an hour. But this seems to be coming to us. How can I explain this? It's coming to us as, excuse me, another commentary on this issue of discernment. So today, I guess if I had to summarize it into one word, like how a few days ago they looked at the concept of mystery, today is a super duper mini look at the concept of truth. All right, and especially I'm seeing as it relates to love relationships. I'm seeing this 11 here. Let's read this super quickly. Are you living your sacred truth? Your being is like a spirit lodge. Within this sacred place is the realization and the divine light of your creation. Live in your spirit lodge surrounded by peace and joy. Outside your lodge is the great wilderness where the rest of the world lives. But that wilderness can become a battleground stained by the blood of ignorance and earthly pain. To have lasting power in the world, you must earn the trust of those around you. Most people live without trust and a sacred place within. Without a spirit lodge, that is. And as such, they do not know how to enter the spirit lodges of others. Live within your sacred truth so that you may know peace and joy in the great wilderness and beyond. Long story short, what I got from this, one of the messages I got as I was reading this, is that we go through life looking for truth. We constantly try to look for truth in everything. And we know that this is one of the ways that we deal with this concept of mystery, where there is this very real reality of the unknowable. The unknown is not only a fact, but it's also necessary because it keeps us going, right? Hoping for a better tomorrow, stoking curiosity. But in an effort to deal with the unknown, we try to find out what the truth is. And yes, there are truths in that this event happened, that event happened on a factual basis. But the story that we tell about, it's in the story that we tell about a very fact-based and objective event that we tend to have distortions of the truth. So let's continue. Let's color this in terms of a love relationship, because I just feel like Spirit is kind of cautioning a lot of us, and also, you know what it is? They're showing us that a lot of us are hearing the calling. Thank you, Spirit. A lot of us are hearing the calling. Whatever that calling is for you, of course it's for truth, but what is your calling in? Some of you, you're like, I just want to know the truth of who I am. I just want to know the truth about this person, about this connection. I just want to know the truth about where I'm going. I just want to know the truth about life. Whatever your calling is, I love this card. It's so beautiful. What does it actually say? It says focus. Oh, okay. Okay, will do. But whatever it is that your calling is, they're saying that many of you have gotten tripped up in the sense that whatever your beliefs are, they're up and down, they're left and right, they're all over, they're fluctuating, they're oscillating, vacillating, and because of that, you've gotten to this point of peace interrupted, right? And so a lot of readings are coming in to help us to explain these concepts, or to understand these concepts on a deeper level, so that we can have a greater foundation upon which to build our own truths around the events that happen to us in our lives. In particular, they definitely want to look at this in relation to relationships, right? Because a lot of you, they see, are just utterly confused. They're bringing forth this idea that when a tower hits with a relationship, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the end. Instead, towers talk about needing to break down what is and rebuild so that there can be a stronger foundation. But they're saying that once a tower has fallen, we go into chaos, because not only is there rubble around and we're trying to discern what we need to keep and what not. The idea is that you're wondering, well, wait a minute, what is going to sprout back up here and what should sprout back up here? Should this person still be here with me? Should I still have this kind of tower again, but just tweak it? Or, or is it just a matter of ideals that I need to get rid of? And so they're just saying chaos is the word. I'm hearing bum stock. Does that mean anything in anyone's language? Bum stock chaos. That's what I know. I'm not really making this up, because I would never say that word. So they're saying, as we talk about this, they want you guys, and they say this, you should always practice this before you watch any videos anywhere or take any classes anywhere, whether it's in university or anything. You surround yourself with a shield of light, protecting you, protecting your ideas. So in that sense, a good way to go into something, anything, and I should write this down as well, is to say, dear God. They actually said Father. Oh, just as I said that, I saw it's 5 minutes, 55 seconds. They said, Father, I come to you. Please, guys, it's not religious. It never will be when my guides come through, okay? But they say, please, Father, please, we come to you for guidance. We come to you for understanding. And we ask that our ideas and our beliefs be protected in so much as they can continue to give to our highest good. But those beliefs and ideas and perceptions that are no longer serving us, or that misinform us or do anything, please, we do not allow those in, and we ask that you remove those things. Please, dear God, give us the discernment that we need. They're saying that is the very that is a very practical excuse me, definition of discernment, and the very best practical way to go about bringing discernment into our life. So quickly to summarize that, because I'm kind of still waking up and I got my drink. Basically they're saying, in order to boost discernment and to ward yourself away from ideas that will take you off your path, confuse you, all sorts of stuff, they're saying that anytime you go to consume any kind of information, you surround yourself with light. It can be golden light, it can be whatever light captures your fancy. I like to use a nice white light because it contains all of the colors, and then I can tell myself that excuse me, then I can tell myself that whatever color is needed is available to respond. But you surround yourself in light, and you ask God to protect any and all information and beliefs and foundations that are useful for you and that are as close to truth as possible, and for your journey, because everything's subjective, right? And then anything that is coming in to you, or that no longer serves you, that is already within you, is released and or avoided altogether. That's discernment. So let me pause and write that down for myself as well. As we know the saying, there's many a slip between the cup and the lip. I love that. So long story short, they're saying that a lot can happen between the moment when somebody says words and the moment when somebody else receives those words. So we want to make sure that we are working fully in our truth and fully being responsible with discernment. All right, so here's what I wrote down for my prayer, my practical approach to boosting and maintaining discernment in my life, okay? Dear Father God, to use the terms that they wanted, dear Father, we ask that you protect the knowledge within that serves our highest good. And we ask that you help us to reject that which is within us already and that which is outside of us that would do us a disservice. You can change that language, change the pronouns, change whatever, but the main point is about asking that higher power to come in and to protect the knowledge that we need, and to block and heal anything that is we do not need. As you do that prayer, anytime you sit down to take a class or watch a video or even talk to your friends and stuff, that's a beautiful way to protect our ears. As I'm saying that, I'm feeling myself drawn to this card instead of this card. These cards are on both sides. But first, before we continue that, I forgot to say, I am happy and at peace with what is unfolding for my highest good. All right. Of course, before this, I was definitely not happy and at peace with what's been unfolding. This morning, I was not happy, but I was thinking about it for a little bit, and it is okay now. So remember, we have to practice our affirmations throughout the day to attune ourselves. Now, let's take a look at the cards. God bless you guys. What time is it? I want to make sure. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Notice, today we are coming into this discussion of truth. But Spirit, in this realm of truth, they're asking us to look at the balance. The balance of what? The balance of information. When we are in a space of the individual mind, right? If ever we could say that. But when we're in the space of the individual mind, yes, of course, it's possible that we may think one thing, right? And then we go to a place of gathering, such as on YouTube videos or in classes or in mainstream society, just stepping outside of our houses, and truth starts to change. Truths start to change. See, this is how Mercury retrograde affects me. My throat gets like sore and I'm bumbling over my words. But check this out. Spirit is saying surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Many of these truths have become distortions because of this interplay, this dance between the individual consciousness and the collective consciousness and what's been told within that fishbowl. So they're saying to surrender to the magic and the truth of who you are, and don't allow your beliefs about yourself and about the people in your life to become tainted, right? Go inward in order to seek real balance. And then when you go outward to receive information, you practice discernment. They gave us the discernment prayer that we could use. They also say to abandon people pleasing. That's a one-way ticket to getting out of a state of personal balance. All right, sip time. We're coming down here to see a working example. Projection. Oh, projection. The very thing that keeps humanity going. So in case some of you don't know, projection pretty much, and I'm sure most of you, not all of you know this, projection is pretty much when we project an image onto the world. And that image is something that we take for reality. As simple as, excuse me, if I ask somebody to pass me a pencil and they give me the pencil, they could do it wordlessly, whatever, just they give me the pencil. That's the action. But then I create this story. I have to create a story because I'm a human being, and that's how we relate to our world. But we always have to try and be as discerning as possible, as objective as possible, bring as much love in as possible, and be as compassionate as possible, to ensure that we're projecting an image of reality that is, in our highest good, to the best of its ability. But, you give me the pencil and I can project, oh my God, this person threw this pencil at me, what the hell? Or, wow, that person just took their time giving that pencil, like I'm not important. Gee, if it were so-and-so asking you, you would give it to me quickly, wouldn't you? Or like, oh, they just followed me and did what I asked. I like that. Be a good boy, be a good girl, do what I say, right? Or I may just take the pencil, not even think about them. Why? Because on some deeper level, they're there to serve me. It's anything. Why did that person give me the pencil? Thanks for it, but they could have been more friendly about it. I mean, don't they see I'm having a rough day? Notice how all of those stories are so different. And that's only a few of the stories that we could tell ourselves about a very simple action of somebody giving you a pencil. Okay? So that's why they're saying that it's very important that we look at this concept of truth and we rediscover what truth really is. A Course in Miracles, awesome book, shout out. A Course in Miracles tells us that only love is real. That love is the only thing that is real. If you're not seeing love, it ain't real. Okay? It's not something that is real. It's something that's been created. So that being said, we definitely live in a world of distortion, which is something it also teaches us, that we cannot see the truth. No matter how much we try, every time we look out, we just see the past. We can't see the truth. That being said, when we think about projection, let's look at love. Because a lot of us are here on these calls because we have issues surrounding love and the lack of it. Now, on the one hand, we may perceive of a love relationship as one that feels good, but we shouldn't be in it, or troubled, or caution, right? And then, on the other hand, we may see a love relationship, the very same one, as one that is meant to be. It's simply, watch, like we're at home and we're getting these feelings about this connection that we have in mind. Then we watch a video and we get this feeling about that connection. Then later we watch another video, we get this feeling about the very same connection, or vice versa. And so Spirit is saying, how is it that we can have so many fluctuations surrounding one thing, this relationship or this connection, and still call each of those truth within any given moment? The common denominator, they're saying, is you. You are the common denominator. And so now they're showing me this cute little wishbone, but it's not a wishbone in here. It's like a tuning fork. And they're kind of saying that it's from you that all of these sounds, these realities, these waves it's from you that these waves are created. And so if you're noticing that these waves, these sounds, these realities, these timelines, if you want to go there, are different in every different moment, sometimes 5 minutes apart, then they're saying that you naturally would have to check the transmitter, which is you. And they're saying it's a dead giveaway for an imbalance. An imbalance has occurred for you, and now you've gotten lost in the ideas that are available to you. At any given time, we are such powerful beings that we are always communicating exactly what it is that we mean to communicate. We may not realize it, but we're communicating that which exists on the subconscious level. So I want a man, yeah, but yet no men are coming, or you're getting bad guys. Well, that's because something on the subconscious is communicating something, and so you're actually getting what it is that you want at a core level. So you must look at yourself and try to understand yourself at a core level, and from that space try to fix whatever is going on the inside. Parse through these different messages that you have, these messages of unlovability, these messages, core wounds, all of that. And from there, you work your way outward, and they say that soon you will see yourself become a more stable channel. I'm seeing that you're going to become more of a stable channel. That stands out to me because of course they're talking to me on the one hand, but also they're talking to a lot of you out there who may be readers, and also just people in general, because at any given time we're projecting waves and we're putting things out there. But once you get on the same path as yourself, get on par with yourself, and you become unshakable, there we are again, back to that 0-point gravity that they're saying. When you become unshakable, and you focus on who you are and what your reality is, and you work on your inner self and your core being and all of that, you start to come into balance, and your truth, your real truth, starts to be revealed, and your peace is restored. So basically a lot of us are lost. And some of us, we're definitely doing well with focusing. It's not the problem with focusing, they're saying, for some of us. The problem is the mindset that powers the arrow that focuses on something. So this arrow is doing a great job at seeking out what it's seeking, but notice that it's not going to that hole where it's supposed to be, because what's powering it, the mind, is distorted. And so you need to have right guidance, because they're also bringing in this level of emotion. Look at how like when you're hearing what it is you want to hear, whatever it is you want to hear in that given moment, based on your truth that you're choosing to embrace. Like, say for example, in this given moment, your soul is crying out from a core level of needing hugs and kisses, and you need love and this and that, and there's a wounding there, a wound of rejection and all of that stuff. So for you'd be more given to wanting a romantic relationship to work out, because if it works out, quote unquote, in the way that you see it working out, it's going to validate something on the inside, some void on the inside, like, oh, I really feel unlovable. But if I have this relationship and I can score that relationship, this person's attention and affection means that I am lovable. Wow, so therefore you have more of an energetic charge around being in a relationship and having it work out than with somebody over here who doesn't carry that void, that similar void in the core wound. Maybe they don't have abandonment issues. Excuse me, who's that, by the way? Can I get a shout out, because I don't know who you are. Anyway, but Maybe you don't have abandonment issues, but if you don't have an abandonment issue, then for you, you're seeing a completely different world, and you're not seeking relationships, for example, whether it's having another child or being married or having friends all around you or friends in high places and celebrities, and you're not seeking that so much. And so therefore, when you two go to watch a YouTube reading, or you two go to do an event or something, this your emotions are not in fluctuation so much, and the information that you're trying to bring in is not so distorted. So for example, someone with rejection or abandonment issues, they want that hit of somebody saying I love you, somebody standing next to them, someone being there. I'm feeling a lot of liberation happening right now as I'm saying this. So an energetic shift is happening for some of you as you hear this. So amen. Thank you, Spirit. They're working. They're saying that's why you're so attracted to this person. You want this person so badly that it pushes you, because you have a core wound. And what happens is when you watch a YouTube video that gives you that hit that to that core wound and says, yes, this person's coming back, it's like, and your mind like says, this is the truth. This is guidance. This is real guidance, because it's validating something that you want, and that something that you want is a projection based on a core wound. So they're pretty much saying sometimes we cannot trust the news that is coming into us, because we cannot trust that which is within us, because we don't have that balance. Sorry, I know I'm botching this description today. God bless us. But let's take a look over here. That very same person with the core wound of abandonment issues and rejection that is not healed, what happens is they could watch another video, and because they need a fix. Their fix is this person's coming back to you. Somebody loves you, because if they have that love situation, it's going to validate that core. It's going to help them feel better about that core wound. So when they go and they sit down and they watch a video where they're like, you need to caution, this person is not coming back, or this person is out there, or this person is lying to you into deception or whatever, that is something you may not want to fully believe. Right? See, now we see this gamble, because it's invalidating what it is that you want to see based on a core wounding that this truth here of the person coming back is trying to be excuse me, a salve to. And so when you hear what you don't want to hear, you question it, and then it becomes denial. But we don't see it as denial, we start to see it as confusion. So there's that concept of confusion as a form of denial. Like, no, that can't be true, or is this true? Is he really cheating? Is he really deceptive? Is he not coming back? I don't know. I should probably wait and see. I should watch some more videos. I should ask God. I should just wait and see what he says. I'll wait till he comes over and I'll ask him. Confusion as a form of denial. But if you watch the same video and it's like, yeah, that man wants you, you're like, there's no question, like, yes, I knew it. It's easily accepted over here, because that's more in line with what you want. But what you want is excuse me, what you want is a conscious belief based on a subconscious wounding that you are unlovable, or you don't deserve love. There's the lack of deservability. And so we seek out things in our environment, in our world, to kind of fix that, or to give us a salve instead of dealing with the issue which is underneath. So for example, if your camera lens, if you're looking at two pictures and you're like, I like this picture better, I don't like that picture. Yeah, of course this picture looks better, but because it's what you want, right? But then when you look through a picture that you don't want, you look at the picture, now all of a sudden, oh my God, my lens is messed up. I don't understand why this camera's not working. The lens is messed up, right? So, but then if you look deeper, it's not so much that the information outside is holding any more truth than, God, I hope I'm not losing you guys. It's not the outside that you should be looking for validation. You shouldn't be looking to see which picture looks better. You should be looking on the inside and the camera mechanics and look, is my camera functioning properly? Because if my camera is not functioning properly, it doesn't matter what I take a picture of, it's not going to be the reality. It's going to be distorted. I need to focus on the camera first, inner healing, core wounds, and then take the pictures, knowing very well that any picture that is created in general is not the real thing, as the Tao tells us in the first verse, right? So we know already that we're dealing with projections, but a lot of us get lost in what we're seeing, and we create stories upon stories upon stories upon stories about what we're seeing, and it throws us into further chaos and confusion. And sometimes we use our instincts to guide us to the things that are good for us, but sometimes if we're not in touch with our gut instinct because of our core wounds not being as healed as possible, it can throw us into wrongful direction, misdirection. Strong arrow, but misdirection. I know some of you guys are like, damn it, right? Damn it! I can feel the energy, but Spirit is coming out and they're saying, you know what, don't give up hope. So they're saying, and I always say this on my channel is not to rob people of hope. It's not to give people false hope. It is to inform you. So when we come here, we come objectively, myself included, because I don't know what they're going to talk about. I'm literally listening to. Myself included, we come for information, then we turn to our guides and angels and say, help me. Is this a message for me? If so, please activate, plan, ding! Activate the plan that I need to help me to overcome this issue. It's all doable. It's absolutely doable. It's all doable. Oh, holy crap, guys. I've never used these cards, but all of a sudden the card that was right underneath says, look, peace of mind is within reach. Cool. And I grabbed 2 by mistake. Unfold your talents. Thank you, Spirit. This is what I was picking up a little bit earlier as well when they said about becoming a channel. Some of you, I feel, on this call are designed to be in places of spiritual service. I know you guys are like, oh, spiritual service lady again. I know. You're designed to be in spiritual service, whether it is doing readings or communicating or whatever, making t-shirts, marathons, whatever it is. And they're saying that you need to fix your lens. If this reading today resonates with you, you need to fix your lens before they can help you to unfold your talents. Your talents, with great power comes great responsibility. If you're asking Spirit to give you a lot of power and ability to impact this world and to reach a lot of people, you have to fix your lens. You gotta make sure that you're working on doing your inner work so that you can, just as I said that, like take a closer look. Cute. She's so cute. Yes, because they're not going to have people bond with you. I'm seeing chestnut bond instead of chestnut bud. They're not going to have people bond with you. In other words, they're not going to send people to you for you to kind of mislead and misguide, right? They need you to stay focused, especially if you're working with energies for the new earth, which I feel is, if you're attracted to my videos, that's most likely what your end goal is, okay? Time to take a sip. All right, thank you, Spirit. They're pulling in these 2 cards here. They're noting that a lot of you are exhausted along your path. Look at this person like, right? Exhausted. But they're saying, look at that strength. You still have strength. Look at that. They're asking, how many wands do you see on the Ace of Wands? Oh my God, trick question. 1. There's 1 wand. That's correct. So they're saying all you need is 1 wand to get you through whatever this is. And you better believe it's the Ace of Wands, they're saying. You better believe it. So they're saying, and even if this is a 10 of Wands, exhaustion, laying down your burdens, they're showing you that you have everything you need to keep going. But you do need to make some cuts. How did you feel when I said that, guys? Did anyone get triggered like, oh my God, are they coming for my man? Or are they coming for my lady? All right. They're saying no. And that's a litmus test right there. You're saying no. What you need to make cuts to is your perception. How you're viewing the world. The Queen of Swords is known for being good at cutting things. She uses logic. I'm hearing she uses escape tactics. Interesting, right? She uses logic. She does a lot of stuff. She thinks rationally for the sake. Thank you. That makes sense. I'm like, wait, what? I'll explain that in a second. But she uses her guidance, her intuition. She's functioning well to communicate and to lead people and to make cuts as necessary. But the Shadow Queen, they're saying the Shadow Queen uses distorted thinking and does escape tactics. So she uses her sword to escape from things. And so sometimes it's like, this isn't working, so I'm going to cut this person out of my life. This isn't working, so I'm going to cut that activity, whatever it is. But that's the distorted queen, they're saying. The distorted Queen of Swords uses her sword to make cuts and to sever. But really, the queen that is in the light, the Queen of Swords in the light, is at peace with what's around her. She knows she can't have everything, but she's at peace with her decision-making abilities. And the reason why she could sleep easily at night is because she's in tuned and balanced at the core level. And so her wounds are addressed on the inside. She knows what her shadows are. She knows what she's dealing with in other people. Through knowing herself, she can better know other people. And then she can see that person coming a mile away, and she knows how to deal with that person. She knows how to deal with collective consciousness. She knows how to deal with YouTube readings. She knows how to deal with the IRS, whatever it is. Somebody out there, right? The point is that she is working on all 4 cylinders when it comes to knowing herself, and so therefore her truth about herself doesn't change doesn't fluctuate so erratically. And so therefore her ability to sit down across from a body of knowledge is one that is a good ability, because she's not at the mercy of whatever messages come through. In other words, the messages that come through, yes, he wants you back, no, he doesn't sway her so much, because she has a truth. And she acts upon the knowledge that is out there instead of reacting to the knowledge that comes in. Remember, the Queen of Swords in the light also works really well around tower moments. Now, it doesn't mean that she doesn't lose her way sometimes. It doesn't mean that she doesn't get off balance sometimes. It doesn't mean she doesn't get thrown for a loop sometimes. It doesn't mean that at all. But it does mean that she works with more clarity, because she has a firm foundation in self, of her understanding, and so her understanding of herself, and so she can kind of foresee. Look at how we have lightning here in her ball. She foresees pitfalls. She foresees people coming towards her and information, and she knows herself, so she knows how it's going to affect her. She has less questioning around her, especially as it relates to, I'm hearing a husband. Somebody here is in Queen of Swords in the light mode. Great job. So she has less questions surrounding relationships that she's in. With that kind of truth and that ability to flow, she also understands, to allow energy to flow. She also understands the role of mystery, and knows that with mystery there's always the potential for the shadow side to come in. That's imagination. Remember, when there's mystery, you accept mystery for what it is, the unknown. You know it's necessary, but you know that it's also something that just has to be lived through. And the shadow side of having a mystery is over-putting and over-projecting imagination into it and creating stories. A good Queen of Swords in the light with a good functioning knowledge of herself can do all of this. She can see and have foresight. She can flow. She can understand the unknown. She can arrest the storytelling, right? And Spirit trusts her more with wisdom. And Spirit can help you. Spirit can use this kind of person. You see here? Spirit can use this kind of person to go out into the world and to administer to other people, because the channel isn't so corrupted. And I'm seeing the words be serene. So some of you have abilities to channel that could be coming up for you in the future. I think they're also talking to me, right? But they're saying they're watching us and they're looking at how we react to these tower moments, which brings me back to what I was hearing earlier and I didn't understand. They said tests. These are all tests. A lot of these are tests, not only for some kind of spiritual service, for example, channeling, that you can step into in this lifetime, but also in the next lifetime. A lot of us are preparing in this lifetime to move into spiritual service in the next lifetime. So think of all of these as tests of character, assessments. They're looking to see how you're handling things, because they're all, oh, thank you. Oh God, yeah, this is strong. They're also looking to see how you handle, look double, destiny, how you handle this idea of destiny. Many of us are told things that are, quote unquote, our destiny and our truth. Now, imagine a person is told this is your truth and this is what's going to happen for you. How do you work with that? How do you work in the 3D? Like, how do you react to that? And then they just sit back and take notes. Yeah, I heard I'm supposed to be with this person. Great. Does that mean that that's going to be, are you rigid about that? This person, he's talking to someone at Jamba Juice now. You're like, oh my God. It throws you out of complete whack, right? They're saying, look at this concept of destiny. Oh, man. Guys, first of all, I love these topics, but I wish sometimes I just had the time to sit down and, because now they want to come through and talk about destiny as a concept, which they might do at a later time as well. Destiny. We look at destiny as truth, but what if it wasn't as immutable? What if it wasn't as immutable, as unchangeable as we think? How does that even work, right? And they're saying we don't even know how that works, going back to this concept of, or this phenomenon they said of us having these major belief systems built around concepts we may never understand at this level, like mystery, like destiny. These are major spiritual constructs that just based on our positioning and our species and our cultures, and we just can't fully understand. And so it's almost like a thought experiment that cannot be worked through in its entirety. But they do love to sit back, especially you channels, you guys who are going to be doing some channeling in the future. They love to sit back and look at how you interact with this quote-unquote destiny. Yes, he's your twin. What does that mean to you? Because sometimes the very tape of destiny that has been told to you on a deeper level is what you're using to filter your entire camera. And when you do that, it colors your whole world. And so they want us to approach this concept of destiny in a way where it's like, yes, this has a potential to happen, right? Look how solid these are. However, just in case Spirit is messing with me, okay? Just in case they're testing me. Listen, guys, we don't know what a test is. We don't know what things are tests because we don't know what we're trying to do. But just in case they're testing me, I'm going to act, especially with these twins, I'm seeing twins here. I'm going to act like this is something that can change. I'm going to act like this is something that can change. That's it. Because as I'm feeling on this call, I do feel that a lot of you are on this call, yes, and you will be stepping into spiritual destiny, they're saying. Spiritual service this lifetime. But for today, I do feel it's being revealed that a lot of you will be doing it in the next lifetime. And in this lifetime, a lot of you are kind of like on the fence. So you're like shopping around. I'm feeling it right now. Like, I don't know. You may not connect with this at this time, like what I'm saying, but I'm feeling it in your energy fields. It's kind of like, yeah, I hear about that, but maybe this lifetime I'm going to continue doing whatever it is that I'm doing, right? I'm going to take my time and I'm going to see what this so-called services that you want me to do, God, and I'll make a decision for next lifetime. And this time I just want to dip in and see what this is all about. Just as I say that, perception. All right? So some of you are getting quite an earful in this lifetime. You're learning concepts like discernment. You probably have people in your life doing spiritual service, all sorts of stuff, right? You're getting your feet wet, you're buying cards, you're whatever. Even if you don't formally get out there and do readings and, so long story short, a lot of you are being initiated into service in this lifetime. You're hitting the ground running. And then a lot of you are shopping around and Spirit is giving you this information early, a lifetime or two ahead of time. Because we don't just come down one lifetime and we're like, that's it, right? These are all planned. And there's a network, there's an elaborate network. So I'm seeing this idea of testing here. And now I don't know how I saw it when I saw the cards. How did I see the cards? How did I see test in this? Let's take a moment and I'll take a sip and take a look. You guys take a look as well. Thank you, God. Look at this. V and I, 6. This concept that's coming through is the 6 of Cups to me. This whirlwind romance is the words they're using. The words they're using. These teams, these team ups, these twin flames, these soulmates, these, right? They're showing, they're testing. So if you are in a position where you feel that you're fluctuating a lot and you're getting information like 1 minute, like, yes, this is your soulmate, keep going, they're going to follow up behind you. And then look at this 6, and then it has an X. No, this guy's not your twin flame. You don't have a twin. Some of you, one reader says you have a twin, another reader tells you you don't. You're like, what? Throws you into chaos. Don't look at the pictures, go inside. It is only from inside that, where with the camera, before it even reaches the lens, that you can make a decision for yourself. You make the decision for yourself. What am I looking at, right? Do I even need to know anything about any doctrine about twins and this and that, or soulmates, or divine partners? Do I even need to know all that in order to live my life? Maybe, maybe not, right? Of course, knowledge helps boost, right? But we see how there can be pitfalls. Sometimes you're deliberately confused, they're saying. Sometimes they put things, not all of you, but sometimes they do put things in the way of some of you to force you to look at how you're fluctuating so much. Now look at him, he's pointing here. Sometimes the truth is there. The truth is that is your twin. Surprise! They love that one. They love that one, because then it's like, hey, you knew it all along. You knew you were witness to this 44. You knew it all along because you felt the ecstasy. You felt the perfection. And every now and then you can feel the innocence within that person. And that's what kept you going. But this person showed up to you like a wreck, an absolute wreck. And you to this person as a wreck. And you were told this person wasn't it, right? But they're deliberately messing with you, some of you, because they want to test your resolve. They want to showcase to you that you cannot rely on the outside. You must rely on the inside. In fact, it's very common that I would have readings, and it's like, I'm like, dude, this person wants to know if this is their twin. God, can you let me know? Just give me cards. And they don't bring out the twin cards, or the cards that I would usually relate to twinning or soulmates or divine, partners. I don't even know what term. I don't want to get lost in terminology. But it's this divine counterpart. That's all I can say it feels like. But everything else in there seems to suggest it. And so it's kind of like, using my intuition, I'm like, dude, yeah, this person is. And then other times I'm like, nah, this person is not. And then all the other times, thank you, Spirit, all the other times I clearly see that it's possible that this person is a twin or whatnot, but Spirit specifically doesn't want to bring that terminology in at all, because that person is not in a mindset at this time to receive that information. It would blow their mind apart. They would get completely going down a wrong path. So that goes to show us sometimes we're not ready for certain information to be revealed to us, and that's all there is to it. At the end of the day, yeah, does everyone have a twin? Is there the idea that nobody has a twin? Who knows? One time during a personal reading I gave, Spirit came through to me while I was doing the reading, and they said they're going to gift me with a gift of information, since, I guess, to say thank you for helping whoever that person was. Spirit is very kind. They really are. And they said, you think you're here right now, but you're not even really here. You're not here doing this reading. And I was like, oh. Bing! I was like, okay, thank you. And the idea I got was that I was on a spaceship somewhere. Okay. And I do feel that sometimes, like, I feel spaceships hanging over where I am, where I perceive myself to be, let's use those words. And I could feel them connecting with me, and I look up, they're hovering right above. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the cloaking device and they're there, and if I looked up and with my eyes and they uncloaked, I'd be like, oh my God, the whole sky, right? We don't know. So we don't know where we are. We don't know whatever. So that in itself, I wanted to find out more information. Like, guys, you can't just, first of all, I'm in the middle of a reading, and you can't bring me that because you know I'm a dog with a bone. I want to know, I want to understand that. But I understood also that there's beauty in the mystery, that if they gave me that puzzle piece, it's just for me to know at that moment, and maybe it'll come in handy later, like right now was in this reading. But I know I don't need to follow up on it, because if I need it for my journey, it will be revealed to me. I also know that sometimes they won't reveal certain things to me at this moment in my journey, because it will have an effect on the untrained mind and on the unready mind that would actually take me off my path. So guys, if any of these videos that I ever bring through can be a PSA for anything, it is try to stay out of reaction, overreaction to things. You see something, you react. You do something, you react. Because when you do that, you never know that what you're triggered to be reacting to may not even be a reality. Okay? On top of that, it may be a test. And many of our tests come in the form of love. And at the end of the day, maybe that is definitely the twin you are staring at. But at the end of the day, it could also be your very twin that pulls that trigger, and you're staring down their barrel, their gun. We don't know what roles people are playing for each other. So we must be careful. We must love ourselves. We must focus on the camera, which is us, our inner selves, and look at what what our core wounds are, because we're like a cute little robot or machine, if you want to think of it that way. I'm not saying we are, guys. Don't get all up in there. I'm just using an analogy. And when we look inside, we have to make sure our parts are functioning, that we are seeing that everything inside, the core wounds, are being healed. Sorry, that's... In Japan, they do these tests sometimes for emergency. Okay, I paused it. Yeah, sometimes here in Japan they have these loudspeakers that play news and do emergency broadcasting tests in the local neighborhood. And that was very scary during the whole missile thing with North Korea not too long ago, maybe 2 years ago, a year ago. Anyway, what was I saying? See when you get cut from the flow of channeling? Yes, long story short, they basically just been testing your resolve. They're testing you. They want you to focus on working on your core wounds. Thanks, Spirit. I was like, where was I? Focus on working on your core wounds, because our core woundings make us vulnerable, they say. They make us vulnerable to any kind of information. So if you want to elevate your consciousness, you have to go inward first. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if you're watching my videos, then obviously you are primed, you enjoy the idea, the concept of working on yourself. And because we know that it's through working on ourselves and understanding ourselves that we can actually make headway in our lives and come to fruition and then step into service. So guys, yeah, I'm sorry. I hope this kind of helped you in some sense, and I hope you didn't get too lost. Definitely leave comments in the bottom, and I'm so sorry I have not gotten back to I haven't gotten the comments yet. I'm so behind. But guys, I don't feel nauseated anymore as I did yesterday. But please do leave your comments. If you're lost, I can help you understand. Go for it. It's like they're showing that we're in this together, which is great. Commitment. I love that. It's crazy, guys, because it's like Mercury retrograde and all of this higher vibe information wants to come through, and I'm like stumbling through my words, so I may be coming across as a little less yeah, I want to say accurate sometimes, but a little less I can't even get the words. I can't talk as much, all right? Can't talk as much. But that being said, oh, thank you, God. All right. Because they're showing me that, they're saying we're in this together, all of us on this call. You guys, your spirit guides, your angels, me, my guides, angels, people I'm channeling. And look, they're channeling through me. This is me, and I'm looking at what comes through sometimes, and I'm like, did I get that right? Was that accurate enough for you, God? Was it explained well because I feel like I'm stumbling over my words, but they're saying, don't worry, whatever messages are coming through will be made available, and they, in multiple formats, they're saying, and they will be given to those who need to hear it. And they're obviously teaching discernment so that you can practice, and they're also inviting your spirit guides to help you, and they're trying to get you to turn to your spirit guides, and they do see you guys drinking and listening. So thank you, Spirit. Sometimes card that just fell out is the High Priestess, right? So sometimes we question ourselves, but you should always, as I tell my students, university students, don't trust a teacher who tells you they know everything, right? The teachers should be teaching you to do for yourself, and that's all there is to it, and it's a give and take. And so if you don't be turned off by your readers and stuff when your readers openly question themselves, because that's how it should be, as you are often receiving new information on the other saying, thank you, Spirit. As often as you're receiving new information, you should always be testing yourself, testing your view, your discernment. So thank you, God. Thank you, God. They're so kind. They're saying, as above, so below. That's the very thing I'm teaching you today, and now they're telling me same thing. So don't feel bad for always questioning myself and what it is I'm looking at, because that's what we should be doing anyway. And they're saying to all of you, continue to knock on the door of those shadow parts of yourself, because one by one, as you look how he chose and he took something out of a cup. One by one, as you address these issues within yourself, you're clearing your channel. They're saying you're clearing your channel, and more information can come through, and you can better understand things, and then you can also be a channel for the world. Wow, they're so sweet. God bless us, right? God bless us. Guys, we're in such good hands. We are in such good hands. I'm seeing some of you trying to do for readings, for example. I see some of you kind of messing around with cards and stuff, but it's almost like you're hit or missing. And I'm seeing that this is because, and I have one person in particular, no names, that I'm picking up on here. And you're trying, now everyone's like, is it me? Spirit will let you know if it's you. But you're trying to mess around with cards, and you're trying to see if this is something you can do. Spirit is going to be guiding you to walk in the path that is best for you. So if you feel that you're guided away from working with cards for this lifetime, that means it wasn't meant to be this lifetime. But I'm picking up on somebody who if things are going well and you're getting validation hit after hit after hit after hit, this isn't you, okay? This isn't you. This is so if you're wondering, you're like, whoops, I thought that's me. I actually have a business, and if you're getting validations and they're working with you and they're opening doors for you and they're pushing you through, this isn't for you. But I'm seeing there's somebody, it's almost like you're at home, you're kind of playing with the cards, you're trying it out, you may do it on a friend or two, you're getting all these kits and it's not working. I'm seeing like you're just not getting validations, you're not getting hits. I feel for you, you belong to this category of somebody who is thinking about doing it in your next lifetime. You're thinking about stepping into spiritual service that has to do with readings and things like that. I'm getting the words puppetry. Thank you. They're saying that for this lifetime it's closed off to you because you haven't been initiated into this business. They're saying into this thing. You're trying to get your feet wet. You're trying it out this lifetime to see if you want to take the initiation, because on the other side, guys, you can get initiated in, this is based on what I get information I get, you use your own discernment, but you can get initiated on the other side into certain fields. And some people want to do readings and stuff, and you see a lot of them doing that this lifetime. They have YouTube channels, they're working in spiritual service, they've already had those initiations, they've done lifetimes to prepare for it, right? But I'm seeing like you in this lifetime, you're just kind of getting your feet wet. You might have some cards, right? But it's kind of like, it seems almost hard. You don't feel like, you're not in the flow. You can read the cards, but the flow isn't coming to you, right? Because when the flow is coming through you, you can look at anything and you can read on it. You can read on it, and then you can go to the cards and get the same reading. So the flow isn't coming through you, and Spirit is saying that that's because you are not initiated. And when you try to do things without initiation, you can end up giving misinformation to others, and you can end up becoming a puppet to other strings that want to attach to you and want to use you. And so they're saying that that's why, yes, they're letting you play around with it and whatnot, but you're probably not going to go further in this lifetime than just kind of playing with it. Because I'm seeing you, it's like you have some misses, a lot of misses, like, oh, I thought that I was on the money with that, but okay, it didn't work, right? But they're saying that that's only because you haven't had the necessary initiations. They're saying have fun with it, but know that this isn't going to be for this lifetime for you. And if you suspect that this is you, just ask your angels and guides. They will let you know, okay? And they don't want you to feel bad about it, because there's somewhere else that I think you need to be. Let's see. Yeah, when the time comes, you will be directed to whatever it is that you are supposed to be doing. Right now, you're just getting your feet wet and playing around with it and seeing if it's something that you would like to be initiated for and do in the next lifetime. But I'm feeling something else for you. And I don't know, hold on, let's see. What is that? Yeah, because this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you're playing around with it, but nothing's really going, right? And you're going to release this skill set that you kind of want to do. And then you're going to fully release it and be like, it's not for me. And you might dismiss it. But watch how you walk away from it, they're saying. If you really want to glean what's going on, watch how you walk away from it. If you walk away from it and then 4 years from now you look back and you're like, dude, that was so not for me, I was never interested in that, then you know the chances are you will have already made a spiritual decision on a subconscious level to not take the initiation for that. But if you look back in about 4 years' time, and they'll bring it up to you again, in about 4 years' time, and you're like, you know what? That was kind of interesting. I wonder, like, if I could do that again, if I wanted to. That's a clear sign. My hand was like, oh, that's a clear sign that you've made a decree or a subconscious decision on a spiritual level that you will take the initiation for this, and then next lifetime you'll be working on it. And this lifetime you may find yourself getting back into it a little bit. Even if you're not doing readings yourself, you might be assisting others. You might be an assistant of some sort. You might be working in a field around people who do this. You may, it's kind of like an apprenticing before an initiation, because you get apprenticed and then you get initiated. So why not use this lifetime, right? So in about 4 years' time, you'll know which way to go. And if it is that, and it's not something you can make a decision on a conscious level, this decision is going to be made to you on a conscious level, because you will have already made it on the other side or deeply, and you will see, because over the 4 years, once you give it up here on this, in this earthly time, once you're like, I'm done for right now, you will continue on the other side to work with it and see how you like it, and then that decision will bleed into you in this waking life. And if you find yourself in 4 years' time, whoever this is, and Spirit will let you know if this is for you. If you find in 4 years' time, if you find that you're interested in it again, they will place you, see how you're here? They will place you in conjunction and next to somebody who will serve as an apprentice for you. It's almost like you could be working at I don't know, it's like, you know, like how a salon assistant sweeps up, but they're not doing perms and stuff, but they're sweeping up, they're getting to observe. That's something like what you'll be doing, and you'll be working around somebody who has this gift. I feel this person may be in your family, a family member, maybe somebody younger than you, so you'll get a chance to see what this person goes through as a child, you know, because I think they might be younger than you know, what kind of skills they have, how it manifests in the daily life, how they deal with it on an emotional level. They might move into spiritual service of their own, and you may get to help them in the office or just whatever. Don't get into a place where you're like, I wish I could do this and you're better than me. Nope, that's not your goal this lifetime. Your goal is just to apprentice and watch if that is what it is that you want to do. Next lifetime, you will embark upon that journey, okay? What time is it? Time check. Okay, I gotta go. Love you guys, but that might be late. I'm actually a pretty punctual person, guys, but this time and the other time I was late for work. Oh God. Oh, they're bringing through the devil card. What is this, guys? God, guys. I have to eat. All right, let's see. What is this devil card coming through? Yeah, I feel like it could be another story, okay? Ah, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. They're so good. God bless them. I'm seeing the devil card popping up for a lot of you. They're saying, be careful. I saw this energy again in the Queen of Swords. Don't let devil energy make you put an end to something prematurely. Could be a relationship. Could be spiritual service. Could be anything. Don't let devil energy, misperceptions, confusions, unhealed wounds put an end. Don't let it make you put an end to something. Because look at this Knight of Swords rushing in based off of a misperception of something, because he has unhealed wounds, and they're slicing something out. They're putting an end to this thing. And look at how he might as well be rabid. He's foaming at his mouth, everything basically, and he's putting an end to something so rashly. And that thing could have brought him 9 of Cups. And I'm seeing marriage here for some of you. I really am. And I'm seeing just happiness for some of you. So don't let your inability to truly see the truth because of your camera make you miss out on something that's amazing, okay? So Spirit is working with you guys on a perception level of perception. If you really would like to heal perceptions, may I suggest A Course in Miracles? That's not a book that you can rush through, number one. And it's not a book that, oh, look at that. God bless us. And it's not a book that you can, see, look at that, trying to like hit this couple. Don't, see how the two are just so different? Misperception, they're saying, can create this reality for you where you could have this, but you're here, and this guy's like, right? Yeah, A Course in Miracles is not a book that you can rush through, and it's a book that, yes, you may pick up and start reading, but don't give yourself a hard time if you put it down for a few years. It literally appears in your life when it needs to. It's called A Course in Miracles, and it looks, based on the writing and stuff, it looks religious. Guys, if I didn't look so busted, I would get on camera right now and let you know it is not religious. Religion just does not come through my channel because it doesn't need to. We're trying to work above that level of man-made stuff. All right, many of the energies are present, but not through the lens of religion that a lot of us use. So you can check out that book. It is said to have been channeled onto Earth, and the channel is the spirit and the energy that we have named Jesus, but that energy obviously existed before we came down to Earth, and blah 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 blah. So please look at that book as not a religious thing. So anyway, if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, feel free, but it's a book that definitely heals perceptions and works with perceptions, okay? I absolutely love you guys. I have to go. I have to meet up with a friend at 10 o'clock. It is 8:45. I probably should be leaving at 9. And God bless you. Mwah. Don't forget to leave your comments if you have any questions. Bye!